Hey everyone, how you doing today? I thought I'd show you an update to this Skaar ship real quick. I don't really have a name picked out quite yet for it. Maybe it'll go back to Cyclops. We took in the first version in the game, and let me see. I got that down here yet. Okay, so this was the first version. Um, it was using two Excel thrusters on the back. It had a critical problem with it when we brought it into the game, and that is it did not have a warp core. I think I know what happened too. I had it positioned somewhere out in this area of the ship, and then I got this idea of making a Helios module bay, and I must have accidentally deleted it, and then kind of realized forgot it was there, and then kind of used all that area for other things, and then when I was done with the ship, it didn't have a warp core, and that was catastrophic to the interior of it. Also, when playing it in game or using the ship in game, the strafing thrust wasn't good enough to hit maximum speed strafing, and that was very important for how this was fighting that legacy ship or attempting to fight it. Ran out of ammo, so it never did happen, and the ship got pretty pulverized in the process. Another aspect too is because of all the strafing that was being done, a lot of hits were coming in this general area over here that I wasn't really anticipating. So what I did is, here, let's go up to the other version here. Don't mind that wireframe thing out there. I'll show you that in a second. So I beefed up the sidewalls over here with an additional layer of Xeno blocks as well. So now it's got 2 block tough thickness on the sidewalls. I got rid of the Excel thrusters on the back, or the big thrusters, and replaced it with 4 of the large thrusters and doubled the strafing thrust on it. I also reconfigured all the excuse me, my voice been going out. I also reconfigured all the turrets on here too to have some laser turrets. I got rid of some of the projectile turrets. However, I did leave quite a few simply because their CPU cost stock. I want a turret rather than no turret at all. So basically, it has laser, it has rockets, has your fixed weapons still the same as it had before. I did remove some of the turrets in some of these central locations stock because I didn't have the CPU to run them. I did add a spot for a long-range radar back over here. I had to redo parts of the interior as well. Now, stock now, this comes with a whole lot of extra turret positions. I'm not thrilled on how they're textured, but it's Xeno again, and I'm trying to work around Xeno, and that's kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. Um, but as in the interior, that has been modified quite a bit too. Oh, this door just didn't open up. I got a couple little issues I got to work out yet. Some doors here aren't opening up the way I'd want them to. Um, so inside it's basically the same, but I ended up reconstructing this whole back area over here as well. I brought the core up from another block above the floor. I added another 200K cargo system in here. A full med bay. The warp core is now over here. I added in the shower. There's some cargo boxes up top when you walk through as well. So that's kind of what this is looking like now. I had a couple little updates, like little LCD thing on the front, stuff like that. I'm more confident in the ship now. I think all those tweaks will definitely help, especially when it was missing the warp core, which was a critical thing. So yeah, that was no easy process to solve. This is actually 2 blocks longer than it was prior. I basically needed enough room to fit that warp core, and I wanted to get a second thruster or second row of thrusters on the sides. So on this configuration, the CPU is coming out to just under 2.1 million. It's got places for quantum cores. You'd need that to, upgrade the weapons and get the rest of the 10 open turret mount positions on here. Not to mention if you wanted to upgrade the shield or the warp core or add the radar or anything else, you would need more CPU. But stock, it should be able to hopefully do its job. And I wanted this thing to be able to acquire the parts to make quantum and auxiliary cores. So basically, it needs to be able to take down nullifiers in that class of ship, hopefully fairly quickly and easily, so it can get the parts to build even bigger things or even upgrade this. So that's where that's at right now. Now, on last week, I asked, what kind of creation would you like to see? And option number 3 came up to definitely the most people saying they would like to see that kind of ship, and that was that of like a Dreadnought. So what I started doing is just started laying out like a block outline of a potential ship. Now, I'm not saying this is the end game here at all, but this is kind of heavily modeled around an idea of a Star Destroyer. Not near as big yet, but I'm trying to go with the slope that the game doesn't naturally have exist in it, but I have, I think, a method that I can make that look good despite me going like, if you take a look at these, the ratio at what this is going out at, it's a 5-to-1 ratio from the hull going all the way down the sides up until this point. Then it goes to a 1-to-1, and I did that on purpose to try to get that Star Destroyer type of look. Now, I'm not trying to build a Star Destroyer. I'm trying to just use that model, that general concept shape, and build my own ship from it. So it's not trying to be a replica, but it is certainly taking that into consideration. Now, what I think I've got wrong on this right now is I don't think it's big enough, to be honest. It's supposed to be a Dreadnought. It's supposed to be really big. It seemed pretty big when I was blocking it out next to this this little ship over here, but sitting up next to the Helios, which is a pretty large ship, it's quite small. So what I wanted to do here is just kind of show you why I like to build things in wireframes like this, really generic to start with, and quick to do. I mean, honestly, I didn't spend very much time doing this up at all, but I want to make it bigger than what it is right now. So let's do a little chopping on it. So I'm going to hit the N key, and we're going to do some selections here. And the first thing I want to do actually is, let's see, I'm going to pull this off the best. I'm going to take one whole side of this. We'll stretch out this to fill in the whole area here. Make sure I got it right. Do actually a couple chops to this thing, and then expand out on it. So just trying to grab a big chunk of the ship, and something like that. Get it so it covers the whole side. I don't have to be particularly accurate on this, but yeah, okay, so we're down, we're covering the back. Okay, so let's start here, and we're gonna do a cut. I'll do a cut and then a paste, and now I'm thinking of general intervals here. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want to do this in even number because that'll keep it odd on how it was originally. So I brought it out by 4 blocks. I want the center point to be an odd number. Let's see where that takes us to right now. So I'll paste that again. And let's see, let me add in a couple filler blocks here a minute. I've been having trouble with the drag. It's not working at all, dragging out blocks right now. Something's wrong over here. Okay, so this block here, let me fill that in too. That's how it should be, and it should be 3 blocks between here and there, which there is, which is perfect. Okay, so now I'm gonna lay symmetry down on its new center point. Make sure I got that right. I don't think I'm right. Nope. Just go 1/2 block over that way. Okay, so that should be center. Yes. Alright, now that we cut that all out, that's kind of a problem right there too. So that would make it a little bit bulkier and bigger, and it would allow, if I wanted to keep on sharpening up the front, I could do, so that's 5, tucks in there. No, that's not right. Right here. Okay, so we're matched. And I did these two trim pieces, or basically the side walls, identical. So the idea behind here would be that indentation that you see on Star Destroyers and things like that. I wanted that area to fit stuff there. Now, a couple things that this doesn't accommodate well at all right now with its general shape is Helios modules. So that's something I wanted it to dock as well. So it's just going to need to be pretty big to pull that off. So widening it a little bit helped some, but I don't think it's quite all the way there yet. Here, let's get back up to the nose of this, and this is okay. So, and when I'm going up on this curve here, basically it's every 2 chunks it goes up by 1 block, trying to make that particular angle. Now, it's going to be rough to kind of make this all look right in the end, but I think it can do it. I do think it can do it. Due to trying to make it look like armored plating and things like that. If I try to drag out blocks, this is what happens. It stalls out. I release the button, the blocks stay behind, and it doesn't do them. So it's been kind of a problem. I'm going to bring this nose up another chunk. Something like that. I know all this stuff right now is off on one side there, but don't really care about that. Okay, so it's a little bit bigger now. It's a little longer and a little bit wider. This is just one idea I've had for a Dreadnought. Now, I've been thinking of different kinds of shaping as well. And obviously I would like to get to an asymmetrical type of like carrier thing at some point too, but I don't think this is going to be that build. Kind of wanted something that you could fight against in game too, and that would give you a good challenge if it were to be a AI ship. But I want this to be a player ship initially, and then maybe it can be converted to an AI ship. So what I do like about this kind of design, though, and why I like the Star Destroyer concept, especially for Empyrion, is having all these tiered surface areas. In other words, tiered meaning like this goes up 1 row, and this goes up 1 row, and this goes up 1 row. And the position between like this side piece and this side piece, especially in a combination of 3 blocks, allows for continual turrets to be placed in this section that could overshoot the previous ones. Similar to what was done on like this ship or the MCRN 258. It's going to give you a lot of good opportunity to put on a bazillion turrets that will be able to shoot over the ones in front of it. And that is the awesome thing about a wedge shape like that. But to get this to accommodate Helios modules, like the P module here, let me get this moved up closer. And kind of tend to use this as it's a test module. It was the first one, and it's slow, which just makes it easier to dock. But I just wanted to park this up near this right now just to see on exactly how and where I would want to put some module bays on here. As you can see right now, it's not near big enough if you're going to go on to the side of it. And that's where I might have to scale this up another notch or 2 yet. But it was supposed to be a big ship, so I'm not really worried about it. I would like to try to keep it within, I don't know, size class 20. But it's hard to say. I mean, when even at this, if I fill this in, build a real nice interior for it, I know I'd be probably well over size class 10, maybe about 12, 14. So I would like to keep it in size class 20. I'd like to keep it in a realm of the game that it could be used as a AI ship. And if you go too big on that, it's going to be too much of a performance loss, things like that. But I will have to evaluate the Dreadnoughts that are in the game right now. In fact, I'm wondering if I can spawn any of those in. Are they listed here somewhere? I'm not sure what I'm looking at though either, so that's a big problem. Wonder if any of them have an obvious name. That would be Ghost Rider, Pirates, Polaris Heavy Freighter, Colony Ship, Wyvern Cruiser. There's a lot of them here to look at. Just trying to figure out some of these. Oh wait, Xerox Dreadnought. Let's take in this, whatever this one is. This is size class 18. Okay, I've seen this one in game before. Let's see how big is that compared to what I've got going on there. Quite a bit bigger, I'd say. Definitely quite a bit bigger. And this is was size class 18, I believe. So, yeah. I'll keep on chugging away at this and try to work out the wireframe first, and then get that dialed into where I've got my general dimensions. And after that, it's well, you know, just kind of building everything out. But what I think will be kind of neat on this one is it'll have some room. It'll have some room for thrusters. It'll have some room for a lot of stuff. And the again, the wedge shape is going to be ideal for mounting turrets that can shoot over one another. But yeah, look how big these ships get. So I think this might work out. This is one idea. Now I might still try another wireframe too of a different design. Like this is a Star Destroyer style. The other style I was thinking about was going back to an older game called StarCraft and taking a look at like their battle cruiser layout. That had like a big front nosy block and then kind of a body and then kind of some like nacelles off to the sides. That's a different idea, but for Skaar, and I kind of want to build this for Skaar. I kind of want to. I built a lot of stuff for the humans. I don't think this would necessarily work for MCRN. Definitely wouldn't work for Creel on the general shaping of it. So I'm thinking Skaar. And I know I could fit in some Xeno too and blend it in if I don't go too crazy with it. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to show you that and kind of how I'm trying to come to grips of building a Dreadnought and the kind of the steps I'm doing in fully deploying the wireframe method, which is so quick in comparison to doing things like if I just started from one area of the ship to the other, it'd be really hard to start matching up the proportions, especially if I had all the filled in all the blocks with the angled blocks and made it all pretty. And this is a pretty good method to do it at. And I already can tell you that the current design doesn't really have room to dock like Helios modules, so I'm gonna have to make some modifications or figure out an innovative way to dock some modules somewhere. But I think first off, it just needs to be scaled up even more yet. So I'll work on that off screen and I'll show you an update on that sometime pretty soon, maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday. And we'll see where it goes from there. And I might try to lay down a wireframe of like a battlecruiser type of ship too, just to see if that has any merit. Although I do kind of like this design, I will admit I do kind of like the general idea. I think with a little bit more tweaking on it, I think it could and get the size right. I think it would work out quite well for a large-scale combat ship. All right, well, that's all I've got for today, and you guys take it easy. I will talk to you later.